On this Tuesday morning, we want to welcome author Rick Toomey to Daytime Tri-Cities. His new book is entitled Power of Understanding: How Personality Influences Our Lives. He discusses how emotional intelligence influences our ability to build strong relationships and help us reach our life goals. Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
Good morning, Chris.
Let's talk about this book. Why did you decide you needed to write this book?
You know, Chris, this is one of those things that's been in my head for a long, long time. I've worked with MyersBriggs, with people in the Tri-Cities. Ran into Leah, coming in, and I'd done MyersBriggs with her team at Birthplace of Country Music probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And so there's just so many stories and so many examples that I've observed over the years where it works. It just really helps people understand themselves and others in a way that's good for them.
I think a lot of us feel like we know what our personalities are, but you may not, because sometimes you don't know yourself as well as you think you do. Did you find that to be true?
Yes, and that's one of the things that I think Myers-Briggs does. It provides a framework for kind of understanding it. So I think a lot of times we do kind of know and understand what we're good at and what we may not do as naturally well, and same with others, but we don't have a way of kind of organizing it or looking at it. And Myers-Briggs, which has been around for 70 years, has been proven to be a great tool to help us understand that.
Once you break down what a person's personality is, can you give them like a map and say, this is what you kind of need to do, this is kind of where you need to go, this is your strong suit? Right,
and that's a major thing about Myers-Briggs. It helps us understand what we naturally do well. And one of the things we try to do in workshops is to help people play to those strengths and find the places in life or the things that they can do in life where they will enjoy doing the most and also be the most effective in doing. It also helps us understand some of those things that we don't naturally do well and look at ways to compensate for that. So I'm not great at details and I'm not great at organizing, but I have a wife who's really good at that. And so she loves doing that. And so we complement each other, and the concept of complementary relationships, understanding that can help us in our marriages and our friendships and our work relationships to really value what the other person does well, not be quite as upset about the things they don't do well, but understand them and recognize that, we have our faults too.
And the old adage, the old cliche, opposites attract. Do you find that to be true?
Absolutely. The research actually indicates that in first marriages, people tend to marry the opposite. And they don't do it consciously, but they're aware that there's certain things they don't do well, and they find someone who kind of complements them and does that well, and it makes for a good relationship. And again, as long as they manage those differences well, they'll have a great relationship.
When people read your book, what do you want them to take away at the end of that? After they read that last page, what do you want them to take away?
I want them to take away a better understanding of themselves and a way to better understand others in a way that improves the quality of their relationships with people and also their ability to accomplish the things in life that they want to accomplish. There's a lot of research that says when people find work careers, for example, that are good fits with their personality, first of all, they're much happier, much more satisfied in their work, plus they're much more effective. And I tell people, the first job that I had coming out of college was a terrible fit for me. I left that job after 3 years, went to seminary, got in the ministry, then got a doctorate in counseling, and ever since I've had careers that are really a perfect match, and the data supports that. So work is not work for me. It's really kind of play.
And I think being an author is a good fit for you.
Actually, it is one of the top fits for my personality type, and I'm finding as I'm moving into the latter stages of my life, I enjoy doing that a whole lot more.
All right. Rick Toomey, thank you so much for dropping by today.
Thank you, Chris.
Hey, folks, the book is available right there, jancarrollpublishing.com. It's also on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, The Power of Understanding.